Last week, people gathered in East Hollywood to protest President Trump's new transgender policies. The president recently issued a series of executive orders, the most high profile, taking aim at trans athletes in women's sports. We're joined now live by Joe Hollendoner. He is the CEO for the Los Angeles LGBTQ Center. Welcome. Thank you so much for being with us. I want to start with just what you've been hearing from the LGBTQ community, LGBTQ plus, I guess I should say, about recent executive orders.
Hi, good morning, and thanks for having me. I think what is true is that since President Trump has gone back into the White House, his attacks on the LGBTQ plus community have been unrelenting and very targeted, and targeted specifically to trans and non-binary individuals. And I think what is true is that we have to really question the legality of these executive orders, but also understand that the impact of these executive orders is severe, and that it's impacting the mental health, the well-being of LGBTQ plus people everywhere, and particularly trans young people.
Yeah, so what have you been hearing from them?
Absolutely. I think what's really scary and alarming is that we have an institution like Children's Hospital here in Los Angeles who is beginning to change the type of care that they're providing to trans children, youth, and their families. And so what that is creating is a whole lot of fear. And I believe that that fear is unnecessary because these executive orders have no applicability in California, in a state where gender affirming care is still protected by the government locally. But also, Children's is a beacon of hope for so many folks across the nation. And for them to take this action was deeply concerning, and perhaps gives other healthcare institutions the same permission to step away from this life-saving care. And it's really a false choice to have to choose between a hospital providing cancer treatment and or gender affirming care. There's no choice that needs to be made. Both can be offered.
Yeah, at the very least, there's a lot of confusion out there, I'm sure, that you're having to clear up. Let's hear from President Trump about his transgender ban as it relates to women's sports, and then get your reaction on the other side.
Female athletes have been forced onto the front lines, and men claiming to be girls have stolen more than 3,500 victories. That's a lot. And invaded more than 11,000 competitions designed for women.
So this obviously was a culture war that played out during the election. There are a lot of people who do agree with the president on this. What do you say to those people?
What I want to remind folks is that this talking point and this set of attacks is truly a distraction from what is going on in this country for American people. And what we really need to understand is that this is nothing more than hate mongering. And the fact that the trans population is less than 1% of U.S. residents, and that yet we spend so much time talking about this issue is very confusing to me. And I think what we also have to appreciate is what we are trying to advocate largely for is that young people should be able to be on the athletic team they wish to be. And as someone who participated in youth sports, what I know is youth sports aren't necessarily about competition. They're about camaraderie and building friendships and building life skills. And we want all young people to have access to that quality of experience.
And you mentioned the term just a minute ago, life-saving. Why is it life-saving, especially as it relates to young people?
Well, what we know is that isolation contributes specifically to depression and suicidality. And so when people are able to be accepted and part of a community, that reduces the isolation significantly. But what we also know is that for trans young people in particular, when they have access to gender affirming care, when they have supportive parents or other guardians in their lives, that the risk of suicidality declines significantly and the quality of life goes up. And so for me, someone who has devoted much of my life to caring for LGBTQ young people, I really want to make sure that we are doing as much as possible to prevent incidents like what happened with Next Benedict from occurring again.
Before I let you go, I just want you to let us know which resources are out there at the Los Angeles LGBT Center and what you're offering members, especially the young people.
Absolutely. The Los Angeles LGBT Center remains the world's largest LGBTQ organization, and that we are steadfast in our commitment to making sure that LGBTQ plus people everywhere have the support that they not only need, but that they deserve. And this includes a comprehensive set of programming for trans young people. It includes gender affirming care through our health services, legal representation, and I specifically want to name legal representation for immigrants and asylum seeking folks within the LGBT LGBTQ plus community. If there's something that queer or trans people need in Los Angeles, the LA LGBT Center is here to provide it for them.
Well, Joe, I know you make a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives, and we really appreciate your time. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Stay dry.